Welcome to our weekly Tuesday talk for Great Hearts Online. My name is Jessica Secretary, and I am thrilled to be here with you. The topic that we're discussing today is community. Great Hearts Online is a virtual academy offering two models: the teacher-led live instruction and the flexible group. Our curriculum is rigorous. Our faculty are dedicated and excellent at their craft, and we have flexibility within how we operate our schools. And our students are learning and growing. And in all of that, we put a high priority on community. Students getting to know one another, teachers and students getting to know one another, and whole families getting to know each other as well as their scholars, teachers. As we launch into our second full year of school, we have been very intentional about how and when we offer school-led activities for families and how we support families to lead opportunities to get together in their own micro geographical areas. Here with me today are Raquel Zapata, our Director of Academy Operations. Hi, Raquel. As well as Andrew Shahan, our Director of Microschools. So Raquel and Andrew, welcome. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Raquel Zapata. I'm the Director of Academy Operations. I oversee operations for both Texas and Arizona, and I've been with Great Hearts as a parent, founding parent in Texas for 9 years, and been with the school going on 3 now.
Thank you. And yes, and we had Raquel on, I think it was 2 weeks ago as well. So she's a familiar face in our videos. Andrew, a little bit about you.
Yeah, my name is Andrew Shahan. I'm the Director of Microschools for Great Hearts Nova, Great Hearts America, and just a little bit more than a Microschools also kind of digs into community, right? So just excited today to talk more with Great Hearts Online families about how we're building communities at Great Hearts Online.
Wonderful. All right. Well, Raquel, I'm going to start with you. What have we learned so far from our families around the need for community?
So I'll start by saying, our parent-based, our families are in a much different position now than we were when we launched 2 years ago, right? We were all in COVID, and our situations were a little bit different. And most of our families, including myself, we just weren't ready yet for in-person get-togethers, right? But things have changed, and most of our families are now prepared and ready and really wanting some more in-person events, community events, and building. So we have started adding to that slowly. We added to it last year, and now we're adding more. So you're going to see a lot more in-person get-togethers placed for the school. We're going to be scheduling some field trips for some of our grade levels that will go to various places. You will see club offerings. Some we are trying to get in person at our larger regional areas, but most of them will be online so that any of our scholars, no matter where they're geographically located within the state, can participate. You're going to continue to see Friday lunch bunches or breakfast brunches with teachers. And you're also going to start to see just more school type activities, right, that we haven't had the opportunity to launch. So for example, this year we're going to try to do what we call a fine arts night. And that's where our scholars, all of our family members are able to come in, and our scholars are able to showcase all of their artwork that they've been doing all year. Sometimes they do musical performances. Sometimes they do poetry recitations. It's a really great fun night for parents to really see the great work and everything their scholars have learned. And we're also going to be looking at doing like in-person athletic field days this school year. So many new exciting events coming.
It's fantastic. So I'm hearing virtual community building opportunities as well as in-person community building opportunities. You mentioned lunch bunches, breakfast bunches on Fridays. Will you speak more to that for our families who are watching that might not know what that means?
Yes. So this is an opportunity for our scholars to get together, just to have fun, right? And socialize with their peers. And so some teachers will get our scholars together in the morning hours. So as you guys know, Friday is completely asynchronous. So they might get together at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning and just come together, and they might play games together. They might just do a scavenger hunt together. Others will meet at lunchtime hours, and they can bring their food, and then they get to talk about whatever they want to, as if they were sitting together at lunchtime, right? Or just different activities. And our teachers are there to help monitor and supervise and kind of guide the conversations. But it's a wonderful opportunities for all the scholars within the classroom to see each other and socialize outside of a learning curriculum setting.
Yeah, that's great. And then when it comes to in-person activities, one big question that we get a lot of is about athletics. Are we doing athletics?
Yes.
An opportunity. Okay.
Yes. So the answer is yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, right? So we tried last year a partnership, and I think it was rather successful. And so we'll be continuing that this year. And that partnership is with I-9 Sports. For those who are in maybe some of the bigger cities, you see their flyers sometimes around town. I-9 Sports is it is a fee-based opportunity. However, they provide discounts to Great Hearts Online scholars. When we register, all of our families are able to identify that they're a Great Hearts Online scholar. And what they do is the organization will place all of our scholars on the same team together. So then they get to actually participate and play sports with each other. We tried it last year. We had an entire sports team here in San Antonio and one up in the DFW area that was made up of just our online scholars from various grade levels, right? And so the great thing with I-9 too is that you can play all the way from age 3 to 14. And that right now covers all of our grade levels. So all of our students are able to participate in the sports program. We are also working right now to get information with our Texas and Arizona schools to be able to share information for our older kids so that they may look at potential opportunities of joining sports at a Great Hearts brick and mortar campus, if that's what they choose.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
And, moving into the second year, we have more students. We are, again, prioritizing community and relationships and growth of these relationships. And we're taking a new approach to organizing social opportunities and using really the time and the gifts of our families. So, Andrew, I'd like to hear from you. Talk about the vision and the plans for some of these family-led opportunities. And just to clarify, what Raquel has been speaking about are school-led, school-sanctioned events, clubs, athletics. So, Andrew, speak to the opportunities that families have to lead these kinds of engagement opportunities.
Yeah, I think first of all, the thing that I'd like to say is that when a misconception that I had was in thinking about online learning, I actually first had the impression that it was somewhat limiting, right? When I'm thinking about my own kids and going to school online. But in reality, I think part of that shows my age. I'm older and I don't like the world has changed. And so as I start to understand my kids better, the way that they're living and communicating and building community themselves is so different. And so instead of it actually being a limiting thing, it's actually expansive, right? And so I think that actually goes with Great Hearts Online. In fact, that we have these schools and they're going across 2 states, right? So you're no longer in one building. Your actually reach is going. You're in a classroom with learners and scholars from all over your state, right? So now we've got this different playground, right? It's very expansive, and yeah, part of it is digital, right? But we still crave these opportunities for in-person get-togethers. And so, but again, our campus is the entire state, right? So basically what we're doing is where kind of Raquel, what she described, where that ends, we're trying to organize parents and really, really enormous, strong communities of Great Hearts Online families. So this year we're taking a shot at building different areas. So we've looked at 6 different areas, and we're trying to have these meetups. So every month there's going to be an opportunity to meet up. These are not ran by Great Hearts Online. Rather, these are parent-led events where we look for parents who want to kind of be the leader in these meetup areas and get together. We can help them with connecting with other parents and basically start building groups in different areas. So not only while you're in class do you have all these opportunities to really have an expansive network that goes across the state, but you also have your in-person connections, right? I'm hearing a lot of stuff already, connections of families that are linking up with 3 or 4 kids in different areas. Oh, we've got Great Hearts. We found we have a Great Heart student that's 2 streets over. So you start to hear about these things. And then slowly, as we put together these in-person meets, we're hoping that these communities gel even more. And then I don't want to get ahead of myself, but then they could go to something very near and dear to my heart, possibly an in-person micro school like we do have set up in some different places, right? So really trying to build these in-person communities to go with the expansive online networks that our kids and families have.
Ah, fantastic. Well, I feel your energy and excitement and enthusiasm around this, and I know families are hungry for it. And so perfect timing to bring this to life. So how do you equip families for this, right? So I'm a parent. I say, I'd like to find out if I have kids near me, so that we can get together and we can make friends in person and do fun things together. How do you equip families to run with this?
That's a really good question. So if you're not on Facebook, right? Here we go again with the social media and things. If you're not on Facebook, Friends of Great Hearts Online is a great place to meet other families. In addition to that, there are also some more area specific groups that are getting started. So this is in real time. I mean, these groups are getting started right now. So you can actually be in these groups and get to know them there. Also too, with these events, when you see the meetups come around, reach out, RSVP, go to some of these meetups, reach out to, we can connect you with people who are in your areas. And so we did have a small meetup in July. There's another meetup that's at the end of this month, and you'll be receiving more information about where that is. But as we're literally helping parent volunteers start to basically build rosters of areas and things so that they know who's there. So I would suggest really getting involved on Facebook if you can, and then try to attend one of these meetups and just start making connections. And I think that within the next few months, these are going to build out pretty quickly, and to where that network could be, but definitely be involved. That's the good way.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we've gotten some really great highlights of what's to come this school year from both of you.
Could I add one more thing to that?
Yeah, well, yes.
My
question read my mind was going to be, what else do you want to share?
I want to encourage families. We've received quite a great response to date. But for our currently enrolled families, if you're interested in helping in any way with the in-person meetups, with planning field trips, with academic field day, like whatever it is that you want to help with, if you wish to be a parent volunteer, please complete the form. Right? There's a link in your welcome packet that takes you to a Google form that you're able to complete, and you're able to identify any and all areas that you're interested. And that's our way of knowing that you're willing to volunteer, and then we can reach out and help make connections within families and within departments and help get these started.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Andrew, anything else that I didn't ask about that families should know?
I mean, I would highlight the micro schools, right? I'm always going to do that. So there are some in-person communities that are already a little bit advanced. So we're trying to seed these different communities. And so there's a couple in-person communities, Victory Gardens in Phoenix, and also Phoenix Classical Micro School. So there's a couple in-person communities in Phoenix. Great. Erica leads Phoenix Classical Micro School. Jessica is leading Victory Gardens, and both of them have their, but not that's Jessica. They both have their kids are in these schools in Great Hearts Online. So it's full of Great Hearts Online families and communities. We do have one getting off the ground in Dallas, Fort Worth. It's actually in the Carrollton area. So that there's a community there. And then we also have one in Houston. that's getting off the ground. So these are already families who are joining together and building in-person communities to go around Great Hearts Online specifically. So I would definitely like to highlight those.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. So for those that aren't familiar listening in, right, like pods, micro schools, just briefly, what is a micro school? Or specifically, what is a Great Hearts Online micro school?
Yeah, Great Hearts Online Micro School is really just an in-person learning community that's been co-created with someone who stands up and says, I want to take the lead for this community. So in all of those communities, we'll take the case of Phoenix Classical Micro School. Erica McQuan had a daughter that was in Great Hearts Online. She really loved the flexibility of going to school at home, that it offered her some of the place-based flexibility. So she decided that she wanted to put a small group around her daughter. So when she heard about the opportunity to be a founder, she said, yeah, I'll be a founder. So we brought her into our fellowship, gave her some support to over a 2 or 3 month period to create a school plan. And she actually started her own community-based nonprofit, which is Phoenix Classical Micro School. So she's got an area where families in that area can come together and go to school online. And similar type thing with Jessica over at Victory Gardens. Jessica actually is a former teacher at a brick and mortar Great Hearts School. So phenomenal educator who's working with kids in her own community-based nonprofit. And similar type things in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. So again, parents and people who are saying, hey, I'd like to build something that works for my kids. I think these work best when communities come together. So it'd really be one of the things that we're working on is trying to get 10, 15 families together and seeing what we can build for them. These are not cookie cutters. These are not things that we're prescribing. These are in-person learning communities that can be built by each community to service each community, right? You might want 3 days a week, 2 days a week. You might want extra homework help. You might want a portion of your school that has arts included on top of the Great Hearts Online. This can go a number of different ways, but it's definitely community driven.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, Raquel, Andrew, thank you so much for joining today and sharing about the exciting stuff that we have brewing and happening this school year. I do want to share in closing that we are starting students each Monday while we have space available for the month of August. So if you are watching and you are thinking that Great Hearts Online is a good fit for your family, go ahead and apply today. We start new students every Monday while we have space available. Another opportunity. So we have a Tuesday Talk next week, and that Tuesday Talk topic will be on our house system, which actually, Raquel, if you can give a one sentence description of that, just a little teaser.
So the house system is for our 5th through 8th graders, and it's just another way that we bring all of our scholars together. They're set up by region, so we try to place the scholars in a house based off their geographical address, their location, so that then they have meetups virtually, and our hope is to add some in person, which is why we're grouping them that way. And it's just a way to have fun, play games, sometimes earn points, compete against other houses, and build a community with all our scholars. But really then for our older kids to really collaborate and work with some of our younger kids who are about to go into middle school and kind of show that mentorship and guidance as they start making that transition.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Next Tuesday Talk, same time, same place. We will have an academic leader from both Arizona and Texas on to talk through what that house system looks like. Bye for now.